Allentown residents and members of the LGBTQ community are mourning a devastating loss.
I come here as the district council member for Allentown and someone who is a member of the LGBTQ community. The two homicide victims are my constituents, but they're also my personal friends. So it makes today even more harsh to have to gather all of these facts and make sure that I can help lead my community. I refuse to allow Mickey and Jordan's memory to be attached to these heinous crimes. I want everybody to know that these people were artists, were people of the Allentown community who made it better, who made things happen.
That was Common Council member Mitch Nowakowski. Prominent Allentown activists and artists Mickey Harmon and Jordan Collado were found beaten to death in their home Tuesday in what police say was a double homicide. And officials have already said, though, that they do not believe that this was a hate crime. And we bring in Natalie Foss now, who's been following the story all morning long. Mitch Nowakowski obviously unbelievably overwhelmed with sadness and grief over this loss of two prominent members of the Allentown community, but the whole community has really shaken over their deaths. The police say that they were beaten to death, and we're learning so much more about what happened, but also about how the community is reacting this morning, because there is such an incredible loss, and they were so connected to so many different vibrant parts of Buffalo. Natalie, let's get to some of these specifics right now about what we know from police. First of all, police say a friend called 911 Tuesday afternoon after checking on Harmon when he didn't show up for work. Police said that friend spotted a person with a knife at the home. And when police got there, police say the man cut himself and then dropped the knife. They took that man to ECMC. The 35-year-old is now considered a person of interest. He's in custody at the hospital, and police are still investigating the motive.
I want you to know that we share in the grief of those who knew and of those who cherished them. And I know there are no words that we can say that can take away your heartache, but just want you to know that I and the entire Buffalo community are here for anything you may need.
Now, police do not believe at this point that the person of interest knew the two victims. Obviously, this is still an ongoing investigation. All of this could change as police continue to learn more. But again, they're saying that they do not believe it was a hate crime, and perhaps the suspect did not even know the victims.
Yeah, and one of the things that Mitch Nowakowski was saying yesterday was that he really wants them to be remembered not for how they lost their lives, but rather how they lived their lives. And so we want to tell you a little bit about the legacy that those victims are leaving behind and who they were as people. 40-year-old Harmon was an accomplished architectural artist and muralist. 37-year-old Collado was also an artist and a DJ. His friends described him as a lover of music. And last night, friends and family members, as well as members in the Allentown community, gathered for a vigil for the two men, bringing candles and flowers and flags, other items to make a makeshift memorial. I was there this morning, and it's gotten larger and larger as it's gone on. Underneath that large mural on Allen Street is where the makeshift mural is being placed, and the mural honors the Stonewall Inn, which is an iconic landmark in New York City that was the site of the launch of the gay rights movement. Mickey Harmon was one of the two artists of that mural, and many other iconic murals around the city of Buffalo as well.
And so that mural has stood there in Allentown for years, and it's going to be, as you see the makeshift memorial right there with it, that will forever stand now on that building in remembrance of Mickey Harmon, who painted it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And you're only expecting that makeshift memorial to grow, right? This morning, and I'm sure throughout the rest of the day, as their friends and family are hearing about them, you can only imagine it's going to get even bigger and bigger. And friends and neighbors, they actually joined together at 26 Allen last night, which was a favorite bar of Mickey and Jordan. They were saying that Jordan was often DJing there, and whenever he was working, Mickey was always close by dancing at the DJ booth. And those friends tonight are remembering them as a bright light in their neighborhood.
It's just a massive loss. It's just, I've been like trying to hold back tears all day today. It's just such a tragedy. It's such a loss to this community.
We will come together, we will mourn Mickey and Jordan, and we will do them proud in their absence.
Now it's really clear there's been a huge outpouring of posts on social media from their friends, their neighbors, sharing photos of the two of them, speaking to how much they loved one another and their community, especially their neighborhood. This is a touching post from their good friend, Brian Butlett, who shares some of his favorite memories. He says, the bombastic parties and projects, the loudest laughter, the after shenanigans and brunch banter, the best hugs and gentlest hearts, the cleverest commentary and wildest outfits. Obviously, it's a huge post. Butlett goes on to say, thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders. Always at the front of the dance floor, you inspired me to be bigger, bolder, louder, more me. You brightened the darkest rooms. You created spaces for all of us because you knew it mattered so much. You were a presence, you were community, and you were Buffalo. We were so lucky to have you in our world. I'll love you both forever, Mickey and Jordan. And so many more friends have posted tributes and reposted about them as well. The reposts on the Instagram stories have been out of this world.
Right. I mean, I've never met Mickey and Jordan, but my Facebook feeds and my Instagram feeds are just filled with people who did know them and similar sentiments as well. So, you know, this is Buffalo's a small community, and you know, the degree of separation is one or two people in this town. And so to see my friends and loved ones loving these people so much, it is incredible loss to our community.
Absolutely.
How much and also, you know, the city of good neighbors wanted to come together to help them because they had some cats that they couldn't find. So an update that we did want to bring you from yesterday, their cats, whose names were Chicken and Beef, they were reported missing. And this post from the West Side Cat Rescue was circulating all around social media yesterday. But some good news, those two cats have been found. Some good news coming out of such a tragedy.
Absolutely, yeah. I know I saw that post all over my Instagram today of people just wanting to keep an eye out for them because, you know, now they've lost their dads and they, you know, have to find a new home. And so I'm sure we'll hear updates from them as well going on today with the West Side Cat Rescue. The two also had a huge presence. They had a huge presence in their Allentown community. I think we all know that. But they're also receiving tributes from other neighborhoods as well. They were huge in the queer community, and so their reach really went out of the Allentown neighborhood as well.
Right. Jordan's co-workers at Remedy House, which is on Buffalo's west side, are remembering him as someone who was gentle and kind and funny. And in an Instagram post, Remedy House said, quote, he was an artist and a friend to everyone he came into contact with.
And then up on Hurdle, North Park Theater, they put up a sign on their marquee that reads, we love you, Mickey and Jordan, you will be missed. So it's just a testament to how far their reach really went.
Right, and on Instagram, the Pride Center posted a touching message saying in part, quote, they simply made the Buffalo and specifically the Allentown community where they called home a better place for everyone, end quote. And they share their condolences to Mickey's and Jordan's families and loved ones.
Talking about some other advocates, businesses, posts, there have been constant posts. I mean, businesses after business after business posting about Mickey and Jordan. I mean, Mickey was obviously a very accomplished artist, and he did a lot of signs for businesses and posters and things like that. So those posts are just going to keep rolling in. There's also a GoFundMe circulating around right now, and we are still working to make sure that that is a legit GoFundMe, but once it is, of course, we're going to bring you that update as well and share that with you so that if you want to contribute, you absolutely can. And we've been looking all morning on social media just to keep finding those posts and those tributes, and we'll keep pushing those out throughout the day as well.
Right, of course. There will be so much more that we, you know, as the story develops, both from police and investigators, but also from the community response as well. We will continue to follow it. Natalie, thanks for putting that all together for us this morning. On Daybreak, we have to keep things short, but it's good for us. This is why we have the stream, to be able to expand on these stories that really matter so much to the community. So thanks for that. We'll be back right after this.